Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, teachers. We'll be starting soon. We're just waiting for a couple more participants to join us.
देशवासियों, सुशांत सिंह राजपूत केस में जो लोग सुशांत के परिवार को धमकी दे रहे थे, वो अब सुशांत के साथ खड़े हर हिंदुस्तानी को धमकी दे, ये धमकी दिखा रही है।
Good evening, all. Okay, so before we begin the event, there are some general instructions. Students and teachers, kindly make sure your microphone is on mute and video is disabled. After the presentation, there will be time given for questions to be posted, if any. Kindly refrain from asking questions during the presentation. Now we shall start. Respected patron, Reverend Mother Mary Francis, Director Sister Belinda, Principal Dr. Reepa Ma'am, Dean of Student Affairs Dr. Callan Veena Ma'am, Dean of Academics Dr. Rashmi Ma'am, Vice Principal Dr. Sister Pascola, distinguished guests of honor Dr. Toad R. King, Dr. Gopakumar V, Dr. Vaishak A.S., coordinators of the event, teachers, sisters, and my dear friends. A very good evening to all of you and good morning to you, sir. Thank you all for joining us. I am Neha Sulfi and I will be your host for today. As we are all aware, today, the 5th of September, is the birth anniversary of one of modern India's most notable teachers and philosophers, the late Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, who was independent India's second president. We have been observing it ever since his passing away as our country's Teachers' Day. Just as a country is as good as its people, its citizens are only as good as their teachers. Therefore, A great deal depends on you, teachers, and I, on behalf of all students, salute you all for your passion, dedication, commitment, and contributions. It is the teacher who sees a statue in the stone block. It is she who identifies a spark in the child and turns it into fire. And surely, the student is a bank where you deposit your most precious treasures. We love you so much and thank you, teachers, for everything. Thank you for correcting us, supporting us, and helping us grow. Now, let's begin our event by seeking Almighty's blessings. I invite Niketa for prayer.
I just keep trusting my Lord as I walk along. I just keep trusting my Lord, and He gives me a song. Though the storm clouds darken the sky, on the heavenly trail, I just keep trusting my Lord. He will never fail. He's a faithful friend. He's a faithful friend. Such a faithful friend. Such a faithful friend. I can count on him. I can count on him to the very end. To the very end. I just keep trusting my Lord as I walk along. I just keep trusting my Lord, and He gives me a song.
Over to you, Anu.
Respected patron, Reverend Mother Mary Francis, Director Sister Belinda Pereira, Principal Dr. Deepa M., Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Todd R. King, other dignitaries present, and all the teachers of All Saints College Trivandrum. A very good evening to one and all present here. My name is Anu Mary Thomas, and I feel privileged to extend my welcome to everyone present here. I, on behalf of All Saints College Trivandrum, College Union, and everyone here, consider it a great honor to welcome the patron, Reverend Mother Mary Francis, and the director, Sister Belinda Pereira, to this program. I am profusely elated to take this opportunity in welcoming the principal of All Saints College Trivandrum, Dr. Deepa M., to this function. And now, it is my privilege and honor to welcome the chief guest for the evening, Dr. Todd R. King, faculty member, Department of Mathematical Sciences, Michigan Technological University, Houghton, USA. And we welcome you, sir. It is also my privilege to welcome our guest, Dr. Gopakumar V., University Librarian and Head of Department, Library and Information Science, Goa University. I also take this opportunity in welcoming Dr. Vaishak A.S., Assistant Professor, Srinarayana College, Chembarandi, to this program. It is my pleasure to welcome the Vice Principal of All Saints College Trivandrum, Dr. Sister Pascola D'Souza, to this function. I also would like to welcome the Deans of our college, Dr. Carolyn Bina Mendes, Dean Student Affairs, and Dr. Rashmi R. Prasad, Dean Academics. It is now my pleasure to welcome the coordinators of today's program, Dr. Lega Rani M.L., Head of Department, Department of History, and Sister Nancy Vera L., Librarian, Department of Library and Information Science, All Saints College, Trivandrum. I am glad to welcome the Arts Club teachers, Ms. Nichelle Prem Elias and Ms. Divya Grace Dilip, and the College Union to this program. And next, I take this opportunity in welcoming the stars of the evening, all the teachers of All Saints College, Trivandrum. So I, on behalf of All Saints College and the College Union and everyone present here, heartily welcome all dignitaries, guests, teachers, sisters, and all the young minds of today and responsible citizens of tomorrow, the students of All Saints College, Trivandrum, to this virtual Teachers' Day celebration 2020. Welcome, everyone. So taking our day further, I now invite Sanjana S. Kumar, Counselor, College Union, to introduce and invite Dr. Deepa M., Principal, All Saints College, Trivandrum, for the presidential address. Over to you, Sanjana.
Thank you, Anu. I would like to invite our dear Principal, Dr. Deepa M., to deliver the presidential address. To tell about her, Dr. Deepa M. is an academician par excellence who has several paper presentations and publications in her credit. She has lent her administrative and academic acumen towards Shaping the policy decisions of the institution, she also served as head of the Department of Physics before assuming the charge of principal. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sanjana. Good evening to one and all. Our chief guest, Dr. Todd R. King, faculty member, Department of Mathematical Sciences, Michigan Technological University, All Saints College Union members, my dear students, head of the Department of History, Dr. Lekha Rani, who is the coordinator, and Sister Nancy Warren, who is also the coordinator of this function. The Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Caroline Bina Mendes, the Dean Academics, Dr. Rashmi R. Prasad. It gives me immense pleasure to greet and wish you on this Teachers' Day. Teachers' Day is celebrated on the 5th of September every year in India. September 5th is marked by the birth anniversary of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, who is an author, scholar, Bharat Ratna recipient, and first Vice President and second President of Independent India. Teachers' Day is celebrated in commemoration of his birthday. Teaching is one of the noblest professions in the world. I personally believe there is no substitute to quality education because it helps in changing the lives of thousands of individuals. More importantly, it is most critical to the growth of a developing nation like India. One child, one teacher, one pen, and one book can change the world is a beautiful quote by the daughter of a teacher, Malala. Teachers are the first guiding step, and without a mentor over our heads, a guide to distinguish right from wrong, we will be bodies without spirit. The former late President of India, Sri APJ Abdul Kalam, has quoted that educationalists should build the capacities of the spirit of inquiry, creativity, entrepreneurial and model leadership among students and become their role model. It is the teachers that make the generations. Chanakya, a minister in the Maurya dynasty and one of the greatest teachers of all times, spoke about the need for teachers in nation building. Teachers' Day is the day to recognize the services rendered by our teachers. Teachers in particular work day and night to ensure that the students under their care reach to the fullest potential. This is the day to salute our teachers for their great contribution in bringing laurels to each institution. I wish all the teachers a great Teachers' Day, and I appreciate the college union as well as the coordinators and the organizers, Nichelle, Prem Elias, Divya, Grace Philip, Lekha Rani, Nancy Warren, and all who have been part and parcel of having organized this program. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Over to you, Rima.
Teachers go tomorrow with their touch today. I request Dr. Carolina Mendes, former principal, present dean of student affairs, All Saints College, to welcome the esteemed chief guest. Dr. Carolina Mendes is the head of the Department of Physics and a symbol of constant love and support for all of us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Today, the 5th of September is a very important day for students as well as teachers in India. On this day, I remember and thank my teachers who have greatly influenced me. The influence of a great teacher can never be erased. Great teachers are remembered not for the knowledge they impart, but for the way they encourage and lift their students' achievement, not just in a subject, but also for the skills they have acquired. Thus, educators can guide them to learn the important life lessons that will help them to succeed beyond test papers and university exams. We usually follow traditional classroom teaching learning processes for 200 years, which ensures a concrete student-teacher relationship and students can interact with their teachers and peers face to face. Traditional classroom education also provides advanced study programs with hands-on training, physical group projects. Moreover, the students can participate in many daily and weekend activities. Through these activities, they are able to gain independence and the chance to prepare for life on their own. However, with the arrival of the digital age, millions of people use online resources too. But since 2020 March, the pandemic has led the closure of campuses and forced educators across the country to switch over to online teaching, many for the first time in their careers. All the college campuses function without the presence of the main stakeholders of the teaching learning process, the students. Today we have Dr. Todd R. King, Associate Professor, Mathematical Sciences, Michigan Technological University with us to deliver a talk on teaching during the pandemic. He will enlighten us with the techniques and methods used in online teaching in Michigan Technological University. Dr. Todd R. King has did his BS in Chemical Engineering from Michigan Technological University and MS from the University of Wyoming. He was awarded PhD in Mechanical Engineering from the University of Wyoming, and his area of research is blended learning for teaching calculus. His areas of expertise are applied mathematics and online and hybrid education. Recent publications include transverse flux tests for composite materials. He worked as an engineer in Exxon Co. USA and DuPont Conoco, Ponica City in the US, state of Oklahoma. He also worked in graduate school, University of Wyoming. Since 1997, he has been serving as the faculty member, Michigan Technological University, Houston. I invite you, sir, to address the participants. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll switch my screen here. Let me ask, can you see my slides at this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, thank everyone for inviting me to present during your teacher day. I appreciate it and feel a privilege, especially to Sister Nancy, who helped me get prepared for this day. So I want to just explain a little bit of what's going on here at Michigan Tech during the pandemic. We've had quite a shock to our system and required us as teachers to become quite innovative in how to deal with students and give them a good experience during the pandemic. So I think that was a very good introduction. I thank you for that. So I'll launch right into the presentation. I'll give you a little bit of background about Michigan Tech. We were founded in 1885. There's currently 7,041 students here. 1,277 are graduate students, 780 international students. About half of those come from India. As the name implies, our university has a technological focus. About 4,300 students are in the College of Engineering. Mechanical engineering is the biggest of our programs. About 1,000 of those are in mechanical engineering. Around 1,100 in arts and sciences. That would predominantly be chemistry, physics, mathematics. And then we just instituted a College of Computing, about 700 students there, computer science and data science and all the new computing related endeavors. We are an R2 doctoral research university located in the northern Midwest. If you're familiar with the Great Lakes area, That's where we are on the shores of Lake Superior, the biggest of the 5 Great Lakes, about 400 miles north of Chicago. It's a very rural area and was founded to support the mining industry, which was developed in the area in the 1870s. Most of the copper to support electrification in the United States and even the world was mined in our area, and the college here was founded to train and educate mining engineers, civil engineers, and the like to support the mining industry. So now we'll launch into the COVID response. We shut down instruction on the 16th of March, 2020. We certainly did not expect that at the start of the semester. And of course, most classes were not designed for remote delivery. So within 2 days' time, we had to repackage our courses and get them suitable for remote delivery because the students were sent home. Fortunately, we have a Center for Teaching and Learning on campus, and they worked diligently to help support the shift to remote education from the traditional in-person classes that we were used to teaching for many years. During the summer, we continued either in remote form, and I'll discuss the differences between those, and online form. The campus was effectively shut down throughout the summer until about the 27th of July, when faculty and staff were permitted with some restriction to come back to campus. During this time, all faculty were required to attend a course on remote instruction. There were several courses available. I took one that was offered by the University of Wisconsin. So even though I've had quite a bit of experience teaching online and courses, it was a very valuable course and helped us become up to speed on the best practices in the field of online and remote education. So the university supported us to help get us trained for the fall. So just about a week ago, we resumed classes on the 28th of August. Most of our classes remain in the remote format, although the students are on campus. So laboratories and things like that are operated in person with quite severe restrictions on the number of attendees and the protocols to ensure health and safety. There is some in-person instruction at reduced capacity. Classrooms are operating somewhere between 20 and maybe 30 capacity. And we introduced a hybrid teaching model that I think it's the first time we used it at Michigan Tech, which is a blend of a remote and in-person instruction model. So I'll try to explain a little bit more in detail now in the next few slides of exactly what we're doing with regard to education. Before that, though, I think it's important to explain a little bit about the health and safety. We have our own COVID test lab on campus. This is a picture of it. It was developed or headed by a faculty member in the College of Engineering, Chemical Engineering. She is responsible for actually all the COVID testing for the 4-county area surrounding our school. All students, faculty, and staff have access to be tested at this lab. And fortunately, upon return to campus, they tested about a third of the students in some statistical way. And we had a relatively low infection rate of 0.4% upon return to campus. So we're hoping for the best for the fall, but there are obviously plans in place should the infection rate increase. I'll share a little bit about how our campus is categorizing the level of alert with regard to the COVID crisis here, and we're currently at level 3. If you can see this chart, we were at level 5 last spring, and so we reduced it down to level 3. And so this tells you the protocols that are required. Everyone needs face coverings when indoors. When 6 feet social distancing cannot be maintained. So if you're alone in your office, you don't need a face covering, but basically everywhere else you do. Testing is available. We have contact tracing, symptom tracking. Before we come to campus, we have to fill out a form to explain if we're symptomatic. Other than that, the campus is sort of running fully opened, except there's restrictions on gathering sizes, obviously. So social distancing in all classrooms, that's challenging. All the classrooms are sanitized between classes. Instructors that are teaching face-to-face wear face shields equipped with headsets. This picture here shows our lab that is actually producing those face shields on campus. They're made here. Face coverings required, and there's a lot of signage and barriers to control traffic flow, what doors to use, what side of the steps to use, things like that, to try to engineer some social distancing. So now for all the teachers and students, what we're actually doing during the pandemic, the classroom modes we have in place. There is traditional in-person instruction. Social distancing protocols are employed, but this is restricted to very small classes since the classrooms are operating at about a quarter capacity. So graduates courses are still taught in person, assuming the instructor is willing to do that. So that maybe have 5 or 6 students, those are able to be taught in person. I think the biggest mode is the remote mode. That's the way I'm teaching this semester, so I'll explain a little bit more in detail about this one later. We have a synchronous class session, so during the scheduled class time, the students will join. And we are using Zoom mainly, although Google Meet is used by some people now. And it's somewhat similar to a normal in-person class, although students are expected to do a little bit more outside of class, because we find that the Zoom sessions are best looked at as true recitation sessions, questions and answers, things like that, versus lecturing. So we try not to do heavy lecturing during the Zoom or Google Meets. And then the new one is hybrid, which is a blend of in-person and remote models. About 1/3 of the students, or a half maybe, attend an in-person class, with the rest joining via Zoom. And then finally, there's the online type of class, where that would be the asynchronous type of instruction, where everything, all the content is online, and students essentially take the class at their own speed. So since I'm doing remote instruction, I thought I'd explain that. It's relatively new to us at Michigan Tech. It's a popular approach this semester. We use Zoom or Google Meet as the primary video platform. We also have a learning management system called Canvas that we can post notes, videos, and such to support the class. And then in mathematics, for online homework, we obviously can't use paper homework this semester. So we're using the WebAssign online homework platform for homework, and in my case also for some assessments. So a few years ago, this would not have been possible. All of these tools are relatively new, particularly Zoom and Google Meet. WebAssign has been around for maybe 10 years, Canvas about the same maybe. And as I implied, our teaching tools are critical. It's very technology driven semester. I find I'm spending more time on technology than I am on mathematics this semester, trying to sort through and figure out how best to use all of the tools we have available to us. So in Zoom, I find I'm using polling and chat quite a bit to interact with the students during the sessions. It's working reasonably well. Canvas Learning Management System, that's our course content repository. I create and administer assessments there. And then it's a full feature discussion. It includes a full feature discussion forum. So we can create threads to talk about example problems. I can post short videos to explain solution techniques. The students can display their work there. It's a very nice way to offline handle what would normally have been done during office hours. There's a Genius Scan phone app that people can use to actually scan their work and upload it to Canvas and show the teacher. And then just recently we've started using Gradescope, which helps us organize exam papers. If we're giving a paper exam, the students will print the exam from the learning management system, take the exam, and then upload using their Genius Scan phone app, and then we can grade somewhat effectively and electronically using Gradescope. So try to no paper exchanges between people there. One of the biggest concerns we had, and still it's an ongoing problem, is assessment strategies with the remote instruction. And there's a variety of models that are being tested and used. I can't say we have a good idea of which is the better or best approach at this point. Some people are using traditional exams with remote proctoring. So they'll have their students print out a copy of a paper exam. Then the proctoring is conducted in a breakout room on Zoom. The students will upload scans of their exams using their phones. Other people are using computer exams, so they would do the exam on the Canvas Learning Management System or in WebAssign or a variety of other tools. Some people are employing lockdown browsers, so students can't explore the internet to help them with their exams. Other people are using human proctors or AI, artificial intelligence type of automated proctoring. I'm at this point experimenting more with more frequent and lower stakes assessments. That was something I took away from my course at the University of Wisconsin for remote learning. They were advocates of more frequent lower stake assessments, thinking that will enhance student engagement. And we operate with a slightly lower level of proctoring. They will just take the assessments during the Zoom sessions, and we stress an honor system that students abide by with this technique. So we're still learning. It's been sort of a stressful time for students and teachers alike, but I can see that we are learning some things that we can hopefully hold on to and put in a bottle and use once the pandemic ends and we hopefully return to normal. So So with that, I'll conclude my remarks and with just a quick overview here. The early impressions that we have at this point is for remote instruction, particularly, the instructor must maintain a high presence in the course, be very clear on the expectations and course policies, focus on designs that encourage student engagement. It's very easy for the students to tune out during Zoom sessions. I think everybody is probably familiar with that. I find I'm more available and responsive. I feel that obligation. And then we're considering non-traditional assessment strategies. I think that's probably the biggest area where we're still searching for the right answer. So with that, I will conclude and say thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and wish everybody a happy Teacher Day in India.
Thank you, sir. Now students and teachers can post their questions, if any.
Good evening. Good evening, Dr. King. I have a question for you. My question is, when the classes have moved online, there's a question about the difference between a physical classroom and a virtual one. How do you think has the teacher-student bond evolved during the virtual sessions?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question very well. The internet here wasn't cooperating.
Rima, I guess your voice is breaking, so if you can post your question in the chat box, that would help.
I'll do that.
So she'll be posting her question in the chat box.
Okay.
Hi, can I ask a question in the meanwhile to Dr. King?
Sure.
Sir, you were talking about, the connectivity of your students on campus. How far have you been able to reach your students off campus? What percentage of students?
Do you mean what percentage are off campus versus on campus?
Yes, or are you a purely residential campus?
Oh, I see. We're predominantly a residential campus. Students this semester, I would say during normal times, 100% of the people are on campus. During this time, there are students that have health conditions that allow them to stay home if they need to. So there are students now that are all over. I have students in Brazil and other countries that haven't been able to return to the United States because of travel restrictions. There's students in India, Korea, all over. So we are truly a remote learning this semester.
So compared to a country like India or other colleges which are non-residential, I suppose your challenges in reaching out to students would be far less.
Yes, I would think so. I know that we have colleagues that are working in universities that are called commuter colleges. So these would be in large cities like Houston or places like that I'm familiar with. And most of the students there do not live on campus. I think they have much greater challenges both in reaching their students and in maintaining health and safety during this time, because our students are relatively in a bubble, as we say in the United States. They are contained on campus, and so that's good and bad. I think we all recognize, because, and so that's why we're testing and contact tracing to the degree we are. Yes.
You have a lovely campus. Thank you for those pictures. I was wondering, do you make use of your lake that is in the background?
Yeah, the water that you see next to the campus is actually a canal, and Michigan Tech is on the mainland, and the peninsula to the north of that is actually an island. So I live on the other side of the bridge, and so we're on an island, and we're surrounded by Lake Superior on 3 sides, so a peninsula. So we have, in addition to the engineering, we have a big forestry program, and then a Great Lakes Research Institute. So yeah, we are heavily involved in the environment and doing research and things like that.
Talking about research, I had a question. I mean, what percentage of your research is funded by corporates or companies or other organizations, or that kind of a thing? And how much of this is for let's say community-based projects? Can you just throw a bit of a light on that?
At Michigan Tech in general, I would say most of the research is funded by government agencies, National Science Foundation, National Institute of Health, NASA, this National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the different military organizations, the Office of Naval Research, people like that. And then beneath that, there's corporate research. My wife is actually involved in research. So companies like Boeing and we're in Michigan, so that's very much the automotive manufacturing. So Ford, General Motors, those types of companies. I would say that most of that funding is not for community-based projects, though. It's for national and corporate type research projects.
Thank you very much. It was lovely talking to you. I think there's a question for you in the chat box.
So we have got a question. Ruma, is
okay, I see the question.
All right.
Yeah. Can you hear me clearly now?
I can hear you better now. Go ahead.
Yes. Good evening, sir. Actually, Dr. King, my question is, while classes have moved online, there's a question about the difference between a physical classroom and a virtual one. So how do you think the teacher-student bond has evolved during the virtual session class?
That's a hard question because we're so early into the, into this remote learning business. I think my personal opinion is it's different for different students. So certainly not having the opportunity for students to come into my office and talk about things other than school, their hometowns, what, interests outside of the university, that has suffered. On the other hand, there's students who would never have come into my office and feel much more comfortable to talk via chat or communicate via chat, email, electronic techniques that I would have never seen in the physical classroom. So I don't know what that balance is, but there's certainly pluses and minuses. I'm not sure what the result of that equation is at this point. So I don't know if that answers the question, but it's a very good question and one I've thought a lot about.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rima. Thank you, sir. Anybody else with any questions? Teachers, students?
Can I have a question?
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for telling about the methods by which you try to teach the students. See, when it comes to this, hybrid campus, you have told that 1/3 of the students you are inviting to the classrooms. when you compare that with India, we have a crowded campus, and when a festivity is there in the state or somewhere, no, all of a sudden there will be a spike in the number of infections. Do you still feel that India can have a hybrid classroom like that?
That's hard to say. I'm not sure that we can do it, to be honest, even on a remote campus. I've already seen in the first week of class, I think I have 150 students in 3 different classes, and I've had about 5 or 6 already inform me that they've got the infection. So I don't know. I think I'm not a medical expert, and I try not to go into the areas I don't have expertise. But I'm as concerned that this virus is extremely transmissible. And when you concentrate people, obviously all the models show that that is not helpful. And so the jury is out whether we will be able to continue having students on our physical campus. We were all told to be ready, even if you have an in-person class, to shift to remote instruction at a moment's notice. And in fact, in October, we have a 2-day break built into the schedule because they were thinking they might have to send the students home in October. So there was a very large push in the United States to return to in-person instruction. And so the colleges tried to comply with that, but several colleges, Notre Dame being one, University of North Carolina State, have already shifted back to online and remote instruction. So I think in India, you ask, I don't know that situation, but I would think it's going to be difficult, right? Based on our experience.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for the question. Thank you. Anybody else?
Actually, I do have one more question.
Yes, Rima.
I hope you can hear me clearly, sir.
Yes.
I want to ask you about computer exams, because computer exams in Kerala is a remote prospect. So how was the shift from traditional invigilation to online proctoring effective in the university?
Yeah, that's a very good question. We're in fact having a meeting next week to try to pull together everybody's thoughts on this subject. And everybody has, I think there's a lot of opinions on remote proctoring, as you can imagine. From what I can tell in the research, remote proctoring of high stakes exams, there's some question about it because, of course, the student is already stressed with the exam in terms of being able to perform well with regard just to the material on the exam. So say I'm teaching calculus, they have to perform well doing, say, multivariable calculus problems. And then you add on to that a layer of a technology stress where they feel they're being observed from remote. They're worried about their internet connection going out during the exam and things like that. People are thinking that's maybe you're not getting a true indication of what that student knows because they're under stress from something unrelated to the subject matter. So I think that's going to, that type of research will continue. We're at the early days of this. My personal opinion is I try not to put the stress on the students and try to just proctor as I would in a physical classroom. I can see them on Zoom, and then I will put them on their honor system, and I've had good results with that. So the remote proctoring runs the gamut from being relatively light proctoring to relatively heavy proctoring. and I don't know what the answer is as far as the best approach at this point.
Sir, in India, in certain universities, what they are trying to do is they are asking students who can appear in person for these exams to appear in person at the examination center. Then there are these other set of students who attend the exam online, where they write the answers out on a sheet of paper. And I think at a time they release only one question. And then this question, they write the answer and then they scan it and upload it. This is what happens. It can be scanned via phone and uploaded. That's kind of allowed. And there's a small grace period, that allows for internet connectivity and so on. So I suppose we are looking more and more at these hybrid kind of models of examination. But that again can come into, I suppose, practice only if these exams have a limited scheme. Like the exam I was talking about is being done for postgraduate degrees in law, whereas that is not really possible for, let's say, a graduate program in India, where they have 80 marks and there are these number of questions and those number of questions that need to be attended, unless there is a total reimagination of the exam system as it is. And not only are the number of marks reduced, but the pattern of questions that are put are also kind of reimagined. So I suppose that one takeaway from this pandemic is that one has to kind of let go of absolutes. And not imagine that this is the only way of doing things. There are other ways, and those should be explored and respected. But it's in case of countries like India, it is the sheer range or the sheer numbers that are so daunting. Our average degree class, undergraduate programs have 80 students. So, it creates a number of problems. And at a time, there are thousands of students writing a university exam. So this is our problem. So the logistics are highly varied on this. Yeah.
Yes, we have the same issue at Michigan Tech, maybe not quite to the degree, but in the calculus class that I teach, there are usually about 500 students take that class. And we would, in days past, break them up into two very large rooms, 200 to 300 students per room taking the exam. Obviously, that's not possible anymore. The capacities of those rooms have dropped to about 40 students. We also had have a testing center on campus that we could have students take the exam, but that exam testing center has very much diminished capacity. So we do have the option to have some students take the exam in person, but with the social distancing restrictions, those numbers have diminished. And even though our numbers aren't as daunting as yours, if the testing center capacity is 15 and I have 500 students needing to take the exam, that's a problem. So you're correct. In my view, is we have to reimagine how we test students, and I think that is a good thing. I think that we're going to learn some things that we can use after the pandemic.
Yeah, and as far as the honor system is concerned, in the honor code, the problem is, I suppose, here we haven't really put that into practice yet. I was talking to a student who was doing this PG program in law, and he was already telling the various ways in which they can work to undermine this online exam system. So I really don't know how far that is practical, and also considering the stakes that are generally involved attached with education in India and prejudices, I don't know whether we can implement that.
Right. I think that's a cultural thing, and it depends if you're at, say, a school that, for example, Stanford University, I know, prestigious university, proctors no exams. The teacher will leave the room during the exam. The students are completely on their honor system. And we're somewhere in between that and very tight proctoring. We do have, I think, a tradition of academic integrity that we can appeal to. And so what I'm doing in my class is when I give a quiz during class. All the students are in Zoom. I have them turn their video on, so they're being recorded, taking the assessment. And I've noticed very little suspicious behavior that way. So I'm reasonably content with what we're doing here. But it's not perfect, but neither is proctoring in a class of 500. I'm sure they could figure out ways to cheat if they put their minds to it. They're very innovative people. So.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Looks like we're running out of time a little. Okay, so moving forward, All Saints College, Department of History and Political Science, along with Library and Information Science, organized a national level online competition for students. The theme of the competition was Teachers' Day, and it was conducted in 3 categories, namely e-card designing, video making, and Teachers' Day caption. We received over 150 entries from all over India. I'm sure it was a pretty tough time for our 3 eminent judges to figure out the winners. Before moving on to the prize announcement, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our judges, Dr. Todd R. King, faculty member, Department of Mathematical Sciences, Michigan Technological University, USA, Dr. Gopakumar V., presently working as the University Librarian and Head of the Department of Library and Information Science at Goa University. He is the Chairman for the Board of Studies in Library and Information Science of Goa University. He is also a member of the Academic Council of Goa University. Next, we have with us Dr. Vaishak A.S., Assistant Professor in the Postgraduate Department of History and Research Center, Sri Narayana College, Chembarandi, Trivandrum. He is a recognized research supervisor in history in the University of Kerala. He is also a close member to All Saints family. He is in fact our beloved Udayakala ma'am's brother. Our dear guests of honor, you accepted our request to join us on our Teachers' Day wholeheartedly, and you took time and effort to help us choose the winners. Thank you very much for joining us today. We definitely couldn't have asked for a better panel. Once again, it's our immense pleasure to have you all with us. Now it is time for result announcement. I request Sister Nancy to present the screen. We'll soon be showing the slide, which has got the list of prize winners. Sister Nancy, if you're there.
Yes, Neha, I am presenting.
Okay, sister.
Okay.
I humbly request Dr. Todd R. King to announce the prize winners for the category of Teachers' Day caption.
Okay, it's my pleasure to make this announcement, and please, if I mispronounce something, forgive me. So the first prize for the Teacher Day caption goes to Joseph P.S. from Visvajyoti CMI Public School in Ernakulam, Kerala. Second prize, Kavya Jain from Aditya Birla Public School, Madhya Pradesh, India. The third prize has 2 students. First, Purvi Shah, Aditya Birla Public School, Madhya Pradesh, India. And the second, third prize winner, Devika Mohanan S., All States College in Kerala.
Thank you, sir, and congratulations, winners. Looks like one of the winners represents our college. Now I kindly request Dr. Gopakumar V. to announce the prize winners for the category of video making.
Am I visible and audible? Am I visible and audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Thank
Go
you. Thank you. So let me put some words before I present this result. I wanted to
Not
tell
visible,
something.
no? Excuse me, sir, you are not visible. Sir, you are not visible. Only we can hear you.
No, your presentation is there. That's why I am not visible.
Yeah. Okay. No, okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So dignitaries in the meeting and all participants, I'm very happy for inviting me for this particular program. I'm also happy that my own student, Sister Nancy, is getting involved in all these activities. I remember her a very active and studious student of mine during her 2 years at Goa University. And she scored first rank in her undergraduate and postgraduate activities there. You are very fortunate to get such a devoted professor as a representative. Now let me enter into my responsibility for which many of the students are eagerly waiting. The announcement of the results for the competition of video making during the Teachers' Day. We had gone through the videos submitted by students and we made an objective evaluation with respect to the content and creativity, and the results are here. The first prize goes to Janice Joseph Pereira from St. Teresa's College of Education, Mumbai. The second prize goes to Sanam Y. Salim, All Saints College, Trivandrum. So, student from your own college. Third prize goes to Ashwati SS, All Saints College, Trivandrum, again from your own college. So, thank you very much again for inviting me. Should I repeat the
sir.
Yeah.
It's definitely a pleasure. Now I request Dr. Vaishak AS to announce the prize winners for the category of e-card designing.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are.
Yes, yeah. Okay. First of all, let me thank the authorities of All Saints College for inviting me to be a judge of this competition. In fact, it is an honor. My sincere thanks to Lekharani ma'am and the principal. In fact, it was very difficult to judge this competition items because each cards were best to one side. So let me announce that there are one first prize, one second prize, and three third prizes. First prize goes to Sia Prakash Fabre, St. Teresa's College of Education, Mumbai. Second prize to Jancy Joseph Pereira, St. Teresa's College of Education, Mumbai. Third prize, third prize is Abigail Nixon Gonsalves, University of Mumbai. Another third prize is to Arista Jerome Rodriguez, St. Teresa's College of Education, Mumbai. And another third prize to Vinci Bertina Fija, St. Teresa's College of Education, Mumbai. So congratulations to all the winners, congratulations to all the participants, and also my best wishes for the entire college for conducting such an well-organized and fruitful competitions, and also presentations which will be beneficial for the student community and teacher community and all these things. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, congratulations to all winners, and definitely thanks a lot to our distinguished guests of honor, Dr. Toda King, Dr. Gopakumar V, and Dr. Vaishak A.S. Moving forward, I now invite Nandita. Nandita, over to you.
Now, I request Dr. Rashmi Prasad, the President Dean of Academics of All Saints College, Trivandrum, and the Associate Professor of the Department of Commerce, to deliver a vote of thanks. His academic excellence has guided several research scholars and has been an immense support to the institution. Over to you, ma'am.
Hope I'm audible to you. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Dr. King, and good evening to all. As the curtains fall on a great day of celebrations in remembrance of a legendary teacher, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, whose spirit ignited the thoughts and philosophies of education for a large nation. We have a lot to be thankful for a great day we spent with our guest of honor, Dr. King, who shared the thoughts and philosophies of education for the modern world. I consider it as my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. First of all, I would like to place on record my gratitude to Dr. Todd R. King, faculty member, Department of Mathematical Sciences, Michigan Technological University, USA, for the inspiring talk on teaching during the pandemic. It was so wonderful to listen to a rich perspective you presented into the technologies and disruptions that mold the process of education in a world fragmented by forced isolations, where people from the safe confines of their homes interconnect and interact via electronics and the all-pervasive World Wide Web. I sincerely appreciate you are taking the time to be with us today and sharing your insights and experience. On behalf of the management, staff, and students, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to you, Dr. King. Next, on behalf of the staff and students, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our patron, Reverend Mother Mary Francis, Superior General and Manager, CCR, and Reverend Sister Belinda Pereira, our Director, for their blessings, encouragement, and passionate support on all our initiatives. I would like to place on record my appreciation to our beloved Principal, Dr. Deepa Ma'am, for delivering the presidential address and for the great leadership in all the innovative initiatives of the college. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Gopakumar, librarian, Goa University, and Dr. Vaishak, Assistant Professor, Department of History, SN College, for accepting our invitation and in judging the entire program. I express my gratitude to the entire organizing team, Dean, Student Affairs, Dr. Caroline Bina Mendes Ma'am, teachers in charge of the Arts Club, Mrs. Nishal Prem Elias and Mrs. Divya Grace Dilip, Head of the Department of History, Dr. Lekha Rani, and Sister Nancy Worrell, Sister in charge of Library and Information Science. Needless to say, our All Saints family will never be complete without our beloved children. The untiring effort on the part of the organizing committee and the college union made this program a reality and a success. On behalf of our management and staff, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the college union and all the children for all the efforts that went into organizing today's Teachers' Day celebration, with prayers that God's blessings be with us, one and all, on this great occasion. Once again, thank you so much. Over to you, children.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It definitely means a lot to us. And like you said, God bless all of us. So now our formal events have come to an end. We will now move on to our Teachers' Day virtual celebration hosted by the College Union 2019-2020. Hope you all enjoy. Over to you, Abhirami.
Teachers and great mind to think, hands to create, and hearts to love. We all have such masters in our lives, our mentors, who have had tremendous influence on our lives. Children are shaped in the hands of these loving human beings, molded to become independent adults. It was a love narration, just called it a less to let dominate. An amount of hard work, thinking, and
Yes, a service worth love and appreciation. The teachers in All Saints College nevertheless to say have always been inspiring and supportive. The unity and cooperation between the teachers in our various departments has held together our college into an wholesome environment. The unwavering support they offer us during all the festivities and their perseverance against all odds have always been inspiring. The numerous trophies displayed proudly on our guest room would never have been in their rightful places of not for your sincere effort.
Yes, even the pandemic corona has not been an obstacle to these warriors. And these sweet souls deserve nothing more than love and appreciation. The students from All Saints College have put together something special for them. Their love and respect for their gurus are reflected upon their effort on putting together such a tribute. Their dedication is praiseworthy, as even under such a short notice, these saints have put in their best efforts. A big thank you to the students from all departments. I would also like to mention my gratitude to my co-union members for organizing this event. Over to the video.
Ma'am, we cannot hear the audio.
APJ Abdul Kalam, a visionary beyond time, once said, teaching is a noble profession that shapes one's character, caliber, and future of an individual. If people remember me as a good teacher, that would be the biggest honor for me.
We will always marvel at the way these extraordinary people juggle multiple responsibilities without losing composure.
And how we put forward a positive and progressive outlook towards life.
We will never cease to remember them, trying to quieten the class and attract a diverse and dispersed interest into the subjects that they teach.
No one will ever forget the warmth and love we receive from our teachers during the cold and spirited days in which hope seems to drain away.
Our teachers are our guides, friends, and philosophers who give a new meaning to our life.
Sometimes through fits of laughter that you will never forget in your entire life.
And sometimes being our guardian angels, holding us from disbelief.
Thank you for everything, from the extras of dark purified stone benches to the beautiful smiles that greet us every day.
You all, dear teachers, very happy Teachers Day.
You might not realize the power of simple words as a thank you. You can go a long way. In this fast-paced world, we forget to express gratitude to one another. Every day is a blessing because of our dear teachers. Their selflessness and love help us grow and learn new things. Each day, our teachers show up for us despite various hardships that they do not discuss. Thus, it is our turn now to show them we are here. It is because of you, dear teachers, that we are able to have the skills that we do today. Your experiences have helped us become wiser for the better. No token of appreciation can ever be enough to thank you for what you all have done for us. Sometimes strict, sometimes fun, and sometimes a disciplinary. Teachers are the people who have helped us believe in ourselves. They are the ones we would be most scared of when our works were not done. But most of all, they are the people who inspired us to be better human beings. to believe in ourselves, and to do best we could possibly do in everything we tried. Especially during these pandemic days, our teachers have been struggling to bring in the real classroom experience for us, despite all the limitations they are facing. Before judging them in any way about their knowledge of the internet or the computers, we need to remember that they were the people who never doubted in our caliber and never judged any student for being different from each other. We need to thank our teachers every day for what we are today. We definitely do not need a particular day for it. But I would like to take this Teachers' Day as an opportunity to thank all the teachers around the world for making us feel real and comfortable in the virtual world. Thank you.
അജ്ഞത എന്ന അന്ധകാരത്തെ അറിവെന്ന വെളിച്ചം കൊണ്ട് ഇല്ലാതാക്കുന്ന എന്റെ എല്ലാ അധ്യാപകർക്കും എന്റെ ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ അധ്യാപക ദിനാശംസകൾ. Dear teachers, thank you for continually inspiring me to do my best. I found guidance, friendship, discipline, and love, everything in one person. And that person is you. Wishing you a very happy Teachers' Day. For the kindness, patience, dedication, and support, I just wanted to thank all the teachers and wishing them a very happy Teachers' Day. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. എൻ്റെ എല്ലാ ഗുരുക്കന്മാർക്കും അധ്യാപക ദിനാശംസകൾ. നന്ദി.
A butterfly transfers pollen grains from one flower to the other. Likewise, education is transferred from one generation to the other by our teachers. Those angels who enlighten our life with the light of knowledge, curiosity, and wisdom is our teachers. Wishing you all a very happy Teachers' Day.
Dear teachers, I just want to say thank you for your patience, kindness, and dedication. Happy Teachers' Day.
Is just a tool for getting the students working together and motivating them. The most important thing is all my teachers are very happy teachers.
The ones who take tireless effort to bring out the most in us, without letting even a single stone unturned. Today is your day. Wishing all our dear teachers a very blessed and pleasant happy Teachers.
A good teacher is like a candle. It consumes itself to light the way for others. Wishing all my teachers a happy Teachers' Day.
Indeed, I am very blessed to be your students' teachers. From the bottom of all, I wish you all a very, very happy Teachers' Day.
അക്ഷരങ്ങളുടെ ലോകത്തേക്ക് പിച്ചടിച്ച് നടത്തി അറിവിന്റെ പ്രകാശം കാട്ടിത്തന്ന എന്റെ എല്ലാ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട അധ്യാപകർക്കും അധ്യാപക ദിനാശംസകൾ.
Your best teacher is your last mistake. Famous words by APJ Abdul Kalam. Happy Teachers' Day to all the teachers.
ഓരോ വാക്കിലൂടെയും ഒരു പുതിയ ലോകം തന്നെ ഞങ്ങളുടെ മുമ്പിൽ തീർക്കുകയും അതോടൊപ്പം വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം വെറും അറിവ് മാത്രമല്ല എന്ന തിരിച്ചറിവ് കാട്ടിത്തരുകയും ചെയ്ത ആ കൈപ്പിടിയിലെ സ്നേഹത്തിന് 1000 ആശംസകൾ നേരുന്നു. ഹാപ്പി ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഡേ.
Dr. S. Radhakrishnan has said, the true teachers are those who help us think for ourselves.
Teacher is a master of simplification and an enemy of simplism. Louis Aberman.
Child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. Malala Yousafzai.
It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge.
എനിക്ക് വെളിച്ചം നൽകി എന്നെ ഞാനാക്കിയ എന്റെ എല്ലാ അധ്യാപകർക്കും നന്ദി. Heartfelt thank you to all the teachers who spend their love, time, energy to care to educate us.
Though you wrote in black and white, you brought colors in our lives. Thank you, teachers.
Dear teacher, thank you for helping me to strive my goals.
Thank you for inspiring us to do our best.
Dear teachers, thanks for making us what we are today.
Section givers in hardship.
ഇനി ആശയാർ ദിന നൽവാഴ്ത്തുക്കൾ.
మీకు చాలా సంతోషకరమైన ఉపాధ్యాయ దినోత్సవ శుభాకాంక్షలు.
ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರ ದಿನದ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು.
Hisabsat Almi Din Mubarak. शुभ शिक्षक दिवस.
शिक्षक दिनाच्या हार्दिक शुभेच्छा.
مرحبا يا معلم سعيد أحبك كثيرا.
ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ ದಿವಸ್ನಿ ಶುಭೇಚ್ಛಾ. ಆನಂದ ಗುರುಕುಲಗಳ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂದಿರಗಳ ಆನಂದ ಗುರುಗಳು. Happy Teachers Day.
Felix Dies Magistri.
Shirley de Sospenia. Felix Diatel Professor.
Yavazana Sensenobi.
To our beloved HOD, Dr. Srirekha. A leader is the one who translates vision into reality. And thanks for being a standard which we judge all women. And I wish you a very happiest Teachers Day, ma'am.
Dearest Gitavani ma'am, I wish you a very happy Teachers Day and I thank you for always being there for us and for your guidance and efforts. Thank you, ma'am.
Even today I'm here to say about my favorite teacher, Vijayalakshmi ma'am. The way you're sharing your knowledge with me for every year is really special for me. Thank you for your all support, love, care and everything. And wishing you a happy Teachers Day.
Teaching is the one profession that creates all other professions. Wishing you a joy and happiness. You're an amazing teacher. Happy Teachers Day, Sangeeta ma'am.
Sister, I wish you a great Teachers Day. Thank you for all your support and love. Happy Teachers Day. Thank you, sister.
Hi, Nancy ma'am. Thank you for all your love and care, and thank you for being a true mentor for us. Happy Teachers Day.
Dear Rashmi ma'am, I wish you very happy Teachers Day and thank you for supporting us as a friend, mother and a true mentor.
The patience and sacrifice of our teachers should be celebrated every day, not just one day in a year. Wishing you a glorious and happy Teachers Day, Tracy ma'am.
Happy Teachers Day, Tracy ma'am. സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനോട് ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് ഫ്രണ്ട്ലി ആയിട്ട് ബിഹേവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരാളാണ് ലിസി മാം. സോ വൺസ് അഗെയിൻ ഹാപ്പി ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഡേ ലിസി മാം.
Happy Teachers Day to Krishnan ma'am. Thank you so much for being such a great teacher. Once again, thank you so much.
Iron ma'am, നമ്മുടെ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിലെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും ഫേവറേറ്റ് മാമാണ്. So wishing a great happy Teachers Day, Iron ma'am.
Being one is the greatest privilege. Having one is the best blessing. Happy Teachers Day, Mridula ma'am. Thank you for inspiring us and making us who we are today.
Happy Teachers Day, Sini ma'am. Thank you for always being there for us to support. Wishing all those who taught me to think, helped me to create, and encouraged me to love. Happy Teachers Day.
Dear teachers, to the world, you may be just a teacher, but to our students, you are a superhero. Wish you a happy Teachers Day.
On this Teachers Day, I send my warm wishes to all our dear teachers. You are the soul of our parents. We love you, teachers.
Wishing all teachers a very happy Teachers Day for being such an inspiration, guide and candle of our lives. Thank you for being there.
Happy Teachers Day to all our teachers who were pillars to improve us a lot in our career as well as our behavior. Thank you a lot to becoming our teachers.
Dear teachers, wishing you all a hearty Teachers Day and thank you so much for being the pillars of our strength. Thank you once again.
Wishing all my teachers a happy Teachers Day. Without your blessings or guidance, we wouldn't have been able to reach anywhere in our life. Thank you, teachers.
അറിവെന്ന മൂന്നക്ഷരം ഹൃദയത്തിൽ കോറിയിട്ട് നേർവഴിക്ക് നടത്താനായി കൂടെയുള്ള എല്ലാ അധ്യാപകർക്കും
എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ അധ്യാപക ദിനാശംസകൾ.
It takes a big heart to help shape little minds. Thank you for being my teacher. Happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day to all my beloved teachers. Thank you.
Happy Teachers Day. Happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day, ma'am. Happy Teachers Day. Wishing all my teachers a very happy Teachers Day. And I would like to thank you all for your efforts for being my guide and teaching me life lessons. Thank you so much, teacher.
The influence of a good teacher can never be erased. Happy Teachers Day.
You guide us, you inspire us, you support us, and you teach us. Today is the day to thank all my dear teachers. Happy Teachers Day.
Those angels who enlighten our lives with the light of knowledge, curiosity, and wisdom are teachers. Happy Teachers Day to all my dear teachers.
Dear teachers, we may not say this every day, but your inspirational words are like beautiful footprints that are etched in our minds and hearts. Wishing you all a very happy Teachers Day.
Hey teachers, we would be nothing without you. Thank you all teachers for making each of us a different person. Wish you all teachers joyful and happiness Teachers Day.
എല്ലാ ടീച്ചേഴ്സിനും എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ ഹാപ്പി ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഡേ.
A teacher takes the hand, opens the mind, and touches the heart. So, for all my dear teachers, from the bottom of my heart, happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day.
Being one is the highest privilege, and having one is the best blessing. Happy Teachers Day.
If there were no teachers, no other professions would have existed. Every dream begins with a teacher. A happy Teachers Day to all the wonderful teachers.
नमस्कार। शिक्षक वो है जो एक मोमबत्ती की तरह खुद को जलाकर हम छात्रों की जिंदगी को रोशन कर देते हैं।
हमारे हर पड़ाव में, हर कदम में साथ देने वाले,
मदद करने वाले, हमेशा मार्गदर्शन करने वाले,
हमसे होने वाली गलतियों को बर्दाश्त करके माफ करने वाले,
हमारे हिंदी विभाग के सभी अध्यापिकाओं को हमारा ढेर सारा प्यार।
और दिल से हम आपको शिक्षक दिवस के शुभ अवसर पर शुक्रिया कहते हैं।
Happy Teachers Day.
Teachers Day.
Ragione de professor a nos formidable professor.
Mercy, Porto, on team.
വിദ്യ എന്ന ധനം പകർന്നു തരുന്നവർ മാത്രമല്ല അധ്യാപകർ. മറ്റുള്ളവരെ സ്നേഹിക്കാനും ബഹുമാനിക്കാനും അതിലുപരി ഈ ലോകത്തെ അറിയാനും പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നവരാണ് യഥാർത്ഥ അധ്യാപകർ. ഒരു നല്ല അധ്യാപകൻ മെഴുകുതിരി പോലെയാണ്. മറ്റുള്ളവർക്ക് വെളിച്ചം പകർന്നുകൊണ്ട് അവർ സ്വയം ഇല്ലാതാകുന്നുവെന്ന് ജീവിത വഴിയിൽ എവിടെ വെച്ച് മുട്ടിയാലും അവരെ സ്നേഹിക്കാം, ബഹുമാനിക്കാം. അതാണ് നമുക്ക് അവർക്ക് കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ഗുരുദക്ഷിണ. അറിവ് പകർന്നു വരുന്ന എല്ലാ അധ്യാപകർക്കും എന്റെ ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ അധ്യാപക ദിനാശംസകൾ.
ഓരോ വ്യക്തിയുടെയും വിജയത്തിന് പിന്നിൽ ഒരു അധ്യാപകരുണ്ടാകും, അത് തീർച്ചയാണ്. ഇന്ന് അധ്യാപക ദിനം. നമ്മൾ പലപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ അധ്യാപകരെ സ്മരിക്കാനായി മറന്നുപോകുന്നു. അറിവിന്റെ ലോകത്തിലേക്ക് നമ്മളെ പിടിച്ചുയർത്തുന്ന, സ്വപ്നം കാണാനും അത് ധൈര്യപൂർവ്വം കീഴടക്കാനുമുള്ള വഴി കാട്ടിത്തരുന്ന, സ്വന്തം മക്കളെ പോലെ ചേർത്ത് പിടിച്ച് വാത്സല്യത്തോടെ മക്കളെ എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്ന എൻ്റെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട അധ്യാപകർക്ക് എൻ്റെ ഹൃദയം നിറഞ്ഞ അധ്യാപക ദിനാശംസകൾ.
A good teacher is like a gun. It consumes itself to light the way for others. Happy Teachers Day.
Very happy Teachers Day.
A very happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day.
A teacher is someone who is an inspiration to many. Happy Teachers Day.
Happy Teachers Day.
തസ്മൈ ശ്രീ ഗുരുവേ നമഃ.
ആ എന്ന ആദ്യാക്ഷരത്തിൽ എഴുതാവുന്ന ഇതിഹാസങ്ങളാണ്.
അന്നമൂട്ടിയ അമ്മയും അന്നമേകുന്ന അച്ഛൻ.
അറിവേകിയ അധ്യാപകർ.
അധ്യാപകർ അജ്ഞാനത്തിന്റെ പാതയിൽ നിന്ന് ജ്ഞാനത്തിന്റെ പാതയിലേക്ക് നമ്മെ നയിച്ചവർ.
ഓരോ വ്യക്തിയുടെയും ജീവിതത്തിന്റെ പിന്നാമ്പുറങ്ങളിലേക്ക് കടന്നു ചെല്ലും. അവന്റെ വിജയത്തിന് പിന്നിലെ ഗുരുസാന്നിധ്യം കാണാൻ കഴിയും.
അവരുടെ വെളിച്ചം പകർന്നു തന്ന എല്ലാ ഗുരുക്കന്മാർക്കും
Thank you for all you have taught me. എല്ലാ ടീച്ചേഴ്സിനും എൻ്റെ ഹാപ്പി ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഡേ.
Thank you for always being the inspiration voice in my head. Happy Teachers Day to all my dear teachers.
അറിവിന്റെ ലോകം തുറന്നു തന്ന എൻ്റെ എല്ലാ ടീച്ചേഴ്സിനും ഹാപ്പി ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഡേ.
ഗുരു, ഗു എന്നാൽ അന്ധകാരം, രു എന്നാൽ ഇല്ലാതാക്കുന്നവൻ. അതായത് നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിന്റെ അന്ധകാരത്തെ നിർമാർജനം ചെയ്യുന്നവനാരോ അവനാണ് ഗുരു. എല്ലാ ഗുരുക്കന്മാർക്കും അധ്യാപക ദിനാശംസകൾ.
The best teacher is from the heart and not from the book. I wish all my dear teachers a happy Teachers Day.
Thank you, teachers, for guiding us, inspiring us, and making us what we are today. Happy Teachers Day.
Teacher is like a candle. It consumes itself to light the way for others. Wishing all my teachers a very happy Teachers Day. Dear teachers, thanks for making us what we are today. Happy Teachers Day.
Wishing all my teachers a very happy Teachers Day.
നല്ലൊരു അധ്യാപകൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അധ്യാപിക തൻ്റെ കഴിവുകൾ ഉപയോഗിച്ച് സൃഷ്ടിക്കുന്നത് ഒരു തലമുറയെ തന്നെയാണ്. ലോകത്തിന് വേണ്ടി നല്ലത് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് തയ്യാറാക്കുന്ന ഒരു തലമുറ. എല്ലാ അധ്യാപകർക്കും എൻ്റെ അധ്യാപക ദിനാശംസകൾ.
Happy Teachers Day.
I wish every teachers a happy Teachers Day.
They guide us, they inspire us, they support us, they teach us. Today's day to thank them, to say happy teachers to all my teachers.
Dear teachers, thanks for making us what we are today. Happy Teachers Day to my all lovely teachers.
Behind every great kid is a great teacher. Happy Teachers Day to all my dear.
Wishing all my teachers happy Teachers Day.
Dear teachers, let me begin by saying that I don't know where
You find the patience, strength, and energy
You with all of us every single day. We know
You are very much appreciated, and it takes more than an education to make a great teacher. Please care, and dedication to what you do.
The passion you have for your job is truly mirrored in your skills.
And abilities to be one of the best teachers
I have ever had. I could not be any luckier.
जिसने भी कल भी आज भी राह पर चले तो राह बर बने वही, थामा जिसने भी कल भी आज भी राह पर चले तो राह बर बने वही, वो मेरे टीचर थे तुम्ही, हाँ मेरे टीचर हो तुम्ही। ऊंची भरी उड़ान, ऊंची भरी उड़ान, ऊंची भरी उड़ान, मुझको मुझ में ढूंढ परिंदे ने ऊंची भरी उड़ान, उड़ते फिरते गाते तराने हम तुम्हारे ही गुनगुनाते, वो मेरे टीचर थे तुम्हें, हाँ मेरे टीचर हो तुम्हें, वो मेरे टीचर थे तुम्हें, हाँ मेरे टीचर हो तुम्हें।
Okay, yes, yay, the video is over. I guess there were a little bit of technical issues in between, I guess towards the end. But you'll all be able to view the entire presentation once again. Hopefully, we'll be uploading it in YouTube soon if everything goes well. So, yes, oh my god, teachers are all texting. This feels so nice. This feels so good. It feels really nice to make a presentation, like the whole step of making the presentation, and then having this whole hope inside you that this particular day your teachers will be able to see the whole presentation and how good they'll feel, and the fact that you will be able to make your teachers really happy. It really has a huge happiness, and it really gives a lot of pleasure and calm and all of that to our hearts, and it just feels really good right now. Okay, so yes, welcome, thank you. I mean, thank you teachers for being the best teachers that we could ever ask for. It's really our pleasure to have you all with us. So yes, now I invite Jennifer Jumu, our Arts Club Secretary, for the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Respected sisters, teachers, and students present here. First of all, I would like to thank our patron Reverend Mother Mary Francis, who always works for the betterment of our college. And our director, Mr. Belinda Pereira, our principal Deepa ma'am, who is a constant love and support of our college. And thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Next, I would like to thank our chief guests, Dr. Todd R. King, Dr. Gopakumar V, and Dr. Vaishak S. Thank you so much. Our Vice Principal, Mr. Pascola D'Souza, our College Deans, Dr. Caroline Bina Mentis, and Dr. Rashmi. Next, I would like to thank our Arts Club teachers, Ms. Nichelle and Ms. Divya, and our coordinators, Ms. Lekha and Ms. Nancy, who helped a lot to coordinate this program. Thank you so much, Arya teachers, who are always there for us. Without you, we are like a drooping leaf. Thank you all the students who helped us to make this event more cheerful. Thank you all.
Okay, so yes, can I have all the union members to turn on their videos once more before we say the final bye-bye to everybody? Okay, so that's it for today. Yes, union members. Thank you so much, teachers, and thank you so much, students, for being with us right now. We, in the beginning, we did not really expect to pull this off this well. We were kind of tensed. We were thinking, what would be the outcome? I mean, all these technical things in virtual world is definitely, putting us all in all these thoughts. I hope all of you got the tiny message that we intended to give you. It was, we did mention the message in the end. It was basically, we love you, teachers. I mean, we love you and thank you, teachers. Virtual hugs and kisses to you all. That was the message. So, yes. So, this is the end of the session. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, judges. Thank you, guests. Thank
Divya
you.
ma'am already got the answer.
1 minute.
Yes,
let me thank the union members and all the students who have organized this program and made us this day a really enjoyable one. Thank you, my dear students.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
It really means a lot. You can see all our wide smiles right now. We're all smiling so wide.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, ma'am. So, like I said, we hope to post the entire presentation, the entire session in YouTube soon, so that all our other students will also be able to view our Teachers' Day celebration and the session. So thank you once again. Thank you, students. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, coordinators. Thank you, Dekha ma'am. Thank you, Nancy ma'am. And thank you to our arts club teachers, Michelle ma'am and Divya ma'am. Thank you so much. And thank you, principal. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so that's a bye from all of us. See you some other day. You can all leave the meet.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Who was it?
Hello, thank you so much. I'm Sister Nancy. You have taken a lot of trouble to present. Beautiful presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Dekha ma'am. Thank you for presenting.
Thank you, students, for the presentation. God bless you all.
Thank you, Sister Cecilia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I would like to say that you guys have really taken a lot of effort, and it's not a joke to coordinate across so many disciplines and so many kids, and I mean, Anu would know. She was helping me all of last week getting the stuff that I wanted. So, anyway, great job, kids, and keep it up.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
ma'am.
so much,
Means a lot to us. Thank you.
All right, then. Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Girls, it was a wonderful surprise. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Veena, ma'am. Thank you.
It's nice to meet you all here today.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
Even though it's
See all
through
of
the
you.
internet online meet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Are you guys hanging around for some DJ thing or something that we don't know about?
Sorry, ma'am. There's a.
I said, are you guys hanging on for some DJ night that we don't know about or something? Because you don't seem to be closing this meeting. And Jennifer, you play the guitar.
Long time DJ. Indo, ma'am.
Jennifer, you play the guitar.
Yes,